Alright, welcome. My name is Urbaner Pilot, and today I have the very special privilege of showing you guys Panzer Dragoon Orta, one of my all-time favorite Xbox games. Hands down. It's such a good game. Yeah. This, I think, was released back in 2003. Very fun game, and Cortana is apparently in the background. Whatever. Anyway, very fun game. For those of you who don't know what Panzer Dragoon is, which, well, actually, a couple of you might know what it is. Panzer Dragoon is one of Sega's IPs that is basically it's kind of like their equivalent of Star Fox. It's a neat little rail shooter. That's pretty much it. Where do I begin? I'll go ahead and explain more as we get into the game. But, yeah. Let's go ahead and start it up. I'm only going to be doing normal. I've already beaten it on hard. If you don't believe me, I'll show you afterwards. But I've already beaten it on hard. I don't want to go through that again. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and let the intro and cutscenes go through.
Laos vivere secolo espe your language. Romag maclarumeti. Laos ede genema arkai. Gmail impenia posse. Epicurate ia Laos. Altus lizard bucutura. Genema agoro beta. Fresh core. Lycium mecane Laos. Diracomia. Macularu armalo verde dio. Impenia petastuide. Mortu sturate darkness. Cor, ye prehenderup saria carsa, ominus chem. Etia, tarn. Tumwes, metaschem, flow.
Pretty dope little monologue there, or narration, I guess. I love the guy's enthusiasm. But yeah. So a little bit of history in there. I'll go more in depth into the game as we go through. For the most part, this is just kind of showing off this particular game. There's like 5 or 6 of these games, and most of them were on Sega consoles. I think there was one on the R-Zone, which is a really terrible, what is it? It's like a really terrible off-brand toy. Or not toy. It's an off-brand like LCD type mini game or whatever. Not really a major game player as far as the gaming market went, but still pretty neat to look back on. It's definitely gaming's worst. These right here are dragon mares. And there is our dragon. It's quite the meh you got there. But the other three, or the three big ones before this one, were Panzer Dragoon, which was, I think, a launch title for the Sega Saturn. Then there was Panzer Dragoon Zwei, which is the prequel sequel, I guess. It's supposed to be a prequel to the Panzer Dragoon 1 game. But it had many improvements over the gameplay from the original game. Anyway, before I continue, let's go ahead and break down the stuff here. So, if you hold down the A button, you can lock on to targets, and that'll make your dragon shoot lasers and stuff. Pretty dope. If you just tap the button, you'll shoot just this random little blaster pistol or whatever. And then I might as well go ahead and explain the different... Oh! I got distracted. That thing floating in front of me, not that thing, but the thing that just flashed in front of me was a genome thing. Sorry, this game is like super fast. I probably won't be able to explain it all like super accurately, but or as it shows up on screen, but for the most part, you know, I'll try and explain it the best as I can. That little thing that flashed in front of me was a level up point, basically, which is... Ooh, I really want that guy. Okay. That thing right there, that levels up your dragon, which means that you'll be able to do more damage, have more of a special attack when that level, or when that meter in the bottom left corner reaches that point. So you can do like this massive barrage of just lasers or whatever type of dragon that you're using. And that's the other thing. I'll show it in a minute, but you can change your dragon between a couple different presets. So this is the normal dragon that you are usually riding around with. In the old games, this was the only dragon that you had. This game introduces 3. So you've got the normal base wing, the heavy wing, which shoots pretty heavy armaments. I didn't even know those guys could hurt you. That's weird. And then you have this guy, which is the glide wing. Very fast. The only thing is, it does not have lasers. So here's the thing about this one. The other two, or the glide, the base wing is basically your balanced dragon. So you'll notice in the bottom left corner of the screen there is a meter. That green bar is your health, and underneath that you'll see a yellow bar, which is segmented. For this particular dragon form, it's 2 yellow bars. That means you have 2 boosts. So if you push the X button, you boost. If you push the B button, you slow down. Which wasn't a very ideal thing of me to do there. This particular dragon has 2. The heavy wing does not. But, again, he is very powerful because, well, he's got the heavy weapons. The glide wing, however, has 3 of those boost gauges or whatever, and hence can boost 3 times. But you sacrifice your firepower for that special ability, so you don't get any lasers with that type of dragon. Instead, it acts as a really good deterrent for missiles. And if things get really heated, you know, you can use it for taking out a lot of enemies at once. A lot of weak enemies at once. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That right there was the berserk attack for the base wing. Like I said, just a bunch of lasers that just go all over the place. Wish I'd have saved that, but whatever. Here comes our first boss. So these guys that have been attacking us are basically this giant empire that, to be quite honest, I don't really know what their deal is. I mean, all I know is that they're typically bad people. They are oppressive to the races in this game and all that fun stuff, I guess. So it's our job to fight against them because they want us so they can make more of those dragons that we saw earlier in the game. So yeah, we gotta knock that stuff off. But this right here is their anti-gravity fleet carrier thing? I don't remember. All I know is it's big and I gotta blow it up. So as you can see in the bottom right, or in the bottom left corner there, you'll see that flashing blue bar. That is a full berserk mode. So I'm gonna go ahead and show off what the heavy wings attack does this time. Basically it's this giant continuous beam of just energy. Doesn't last very long at a low level, but that's what leveling up does. So I should have swapped over to this guy. As you can see, if you just tap A, you can easily take care of those missiles with that form. And our goal here is just primarily just to blow the snot out of this thing. Plenty of stages in this fight. As you can see, it swaps between different sides of the ship, and then each side has its own unique attack. So this side, they're going to start shooting giant missiles at us. Fortunately, we can shoot those down with relative ease. Bigger is not always better. So we got another charged gauge there. Let's go ahead and show off what the glide wing does. So this mode is pretty dope. This is like, I think this is the only way to get your health back in this game. I mean, apart from just completing the level. It'll give you a fresh load of health afterwards. Well, it'll refill some of your health. It doesn't refill all of it, unfortunately. But the glide wing's special attack will allow you to get some health back from just enemies that you've killed or whatever. Which definitely helped me out in hard mode, that's for sure. And it helps in normal mode too. Honestly, this game is pretty hard, so. But despite its difficulty, this is still one of my favorite Xbox games. It's one of my favorite games in general. It's got a really good story, really good gameplay, just fluid control, basically everything that you could want in a rail shooting game. I'm a big fan of the more post-apocalyptic story-type games. And this one definitely falls into that category. This game, I'll go ahead and start talking about the story a little bit more. So, this game takes place after the third game in the series, which is, well, quite a while after the third game in the series, which is the game called Panzer Dragoon Saga. If you've had the opportunity to play it, good on you, because you have probably one of the, well, according to a lot of people, it's one of the best RPGs ever made. I can't say much about it because I haven't played it yet, and I probably never will because that game is super expensive. There he goes. Before I continue with the story, let me go ahead and explain what comes up here. So after every level, you'll get graded on your performance. Doesn't really matter too much as far as progression or story goes. Basically, it just it gives you a way to unlock stuff in Pandora's box, which I'll show at the end. That is a terrible roar right there. So the legacy that he's talking about is that dragon is basically the same. Well, I don't know if it's the same dragon from all the other games, but it's definitely it's definitely got the spirit of the same dragon from the other games. So throughout all these games, you're usually fighting off the Empire or these guys. Not her, but these guys. Or at least what's left of them, anyway. Okay, bye. But that guy right there was a drone from a race called the Ancients, which created all these created all these monsters and stuff. I'm not really sure what the motivation behind it was. Maybe it was to wipe out humanity or something. I don't remember. All I know is that eventually they were wiped out, or the Ancients were wiped out, and they left all their technology behind. Thus, they were able to make all these ships, and that thing that they were just swarming around was left behind for them to excavate and make all those dragons and, you know, basically make those ships too. Honestly, I should have started with the very first game, which I have on here actually, but I want to wait till I get a copy of it on Sega Saturn. I think it would be a lot more enjoyable on that system, because with the control scheme for the Xbox, it's a little hard to rapid fire. Anyway, see some little friendly guys here. They're called Worm Riders, I believe. And this is where we first start running into biomonsters, or I guess genetically altered creatures or whatever. I don't know what their name is exactly. I'm just gonna call them biomonsters though. It's Sega. I mean, Phantasy Star called them biomonsters. These are biomonsters. But basically, the games usually revolve around you trying to stop some form of the Ancients from destroying the world or whatever. It's really complicated, and I'm probably not doing it any justice. I'll tell you what, You guys should look it up on your own, to be honest. I don't want to tell you guys false information about this beautiful game. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to play all of them for live streaming or something. So here's a case where you can take two different paths. If you go to the left, you take one path. If you go to the right, you take this path. Pretty straightforward. I, for one, like taking this path because there are a lot of things that can level you up over here. Plus, free Berserk Bard. Seems kind of barbaric, but hey, you gotta get those level ups somehow. By the way, I want to point out, this game, I've probably already said this, but this game is beautiful looking for an Xbox title. I mean, I've probably said, like, during some of the Halo streams that Halo is a pretty beautiful looking game that aged probably really well. But, honestly, out of all the games on the Xbox that have aged really well, I think this one has aged perfectly. I mean, the cutscenes are a little less than to be desired, but I can live with those. You know, they're not terrible. They worked with what they had, so that's all that matters to me. The controls are pretty much what you'd expect them to be. You control the dragon's movement, or I guess the reticle, with the thumbstick, or the left thumbstick, and you shoot with A. I've already said that you speed up with X and slow down with B. Which here will be a good example of where to speed up. Because if you don't, those guys actually ram into you. Ugh. I should use my Berserk attack right about now, but I kind of want to wait till they straighten up a little bit more, because they can go behind the trees. Let's see if we do it now. So if they go behind the trees, then they don't get any damage done to them. And that is no bueno. Oh, ouch. I think here's an instance where you have to slow down. Oh no, you just gotta maneuver. You have a little bit of control over your dragon, but not a whole lot. You can maneuver them through tight positions and stuff, like you know, corridors and in certain installations we'll see later on. But you know, for the most part, you're on a linear pathway, just as you would be in Star Fox 64 or whatever. As far as control goes, though, the big factor here is being able to look from 4 different angles, or 4 different sides. So, you may have already noticed, I'm constantly switching my camera, you know, to the left, to the right, behind me, in front of me, to keep up with the monsters and stuff that are just swarming around. You constantly have to do that, otherwise, you know, you could get blindsided pretty easily. Because they definitely will attack you from all sides. Now, typically they'll just stick to one side at a time, but every now and then they'll throw a couple instances where you have to get a little crazy. Ouch. I am doing a horrible job at blocking these this time around. You use the L and R triggers to change your camera position. Wow, man. Ah, stop it. I should have used my Berserk attack, but I kind of want to save it for the boss up ahead. In the case of this level, and there's going to be a couple other levels, you'll have a mid-boss, and then you'll eventually go against like an end boss. The only checkpoint that you get in each of these levels, which is one complaint that I have about this game, you only get a checkpoint on end bosses. So you had better be better bring your A game when you play this. So here's a mechanic for certain boss fights, particularly this one. You'll find yourself having to get behind an enemy or something. You know, changing your orientation for attacking the enemy. You can tell if you can do it if you look in the top right in your radar. It'll have arrows that'll point to the sides. That'll tell you, hey, you need to get it from a certain angle or whatever. Or you can dodge its attacks by just getting out of the way. For this case, though, it's predominantly just for getting to the guy's weak spot. This guy here, Mobo, kinda helps you out a little bit. I don't think his projectiles actually do anything damaging. Those flowers there, depending on the color, the purple ones will burst into snot bubbles. And I'm calling them snot bubbles because I'm almost guaranteeing they're probably snot bubbles. But the blue ones, they'll burst into those little flying creatures. So you can kill or you can blow up the flower or those little blossom things before they explode. But you better act quick if you want to do it like that, or just use Berserk attack, because that'll take it out instantly. That flower in front there will attack you if you're up in front, or in the front side of the boss. So make sure you don't stay there too long, unless you want to get hit by him. Oh, wow. This game's being relentless this time around. I was having such a easy time with this the other day. Oh, come on. I was almost afraid to go over there. Dude, enough with the blue flowers, man. Oh, that's not good. So, while you're in Berserk mode, you are invincible, but that doesn't mean anything once you come out of it. Because once you come out of it, you're pretty much vulnerable to attacks. And in this case, that flower could have easily took me out. By the way, the creator of this game apparently made them speak a very specific, or made their own specific language for this game called Panzerese, which is a mix of German, Latin, and Japanese, I guess. Pretty neat, though. You know, it's definitely some dedication to your story. So this guy here, Abad, is trying to reactivate the other ancients at this point. But if you've played Saga, then you probably already know that that's pretty dang impossible at this point. Basically, this guy tells you, you know, what you need to know for the most part. These cutscenes try to convey a story, but it's more just for emotion's sake. So now, in this desolate wasteland, and I know I complained about Halo 2 having like really bleak-looking environments, but I don't know. This is kind of bleak, but it has enough of the bright areas in this game to where it doesn't really matter too much to me here. So now we get to fight these guys just for a little bit, because they keep thinking that we're the bad guy. Can't blame them. I mean, see a dragon flying around, I'd be pretty intimidated myself. Fortunately, he announces his attacks, so that's pretty dope. My problem is these are really hard to dodge, and the glide wing doesn't really do a good job of dispatching them. I think they're gonna start shooting balls at us. Yep, there they are. I don't know what it is about him and his attacks, but they're just so hard to take care of. So I'm gonna use our Fury attack here. Game kind of gets a little monotonous in these kinds of sections. But when you're just flying through like the levels and stuff and not having to worry about bosses, typically it ends up being pretty fun gameplay. Not this time, bro. I'll say this about a lot of games, but this game has, this game without a doubt has some really good music in it. My favorite being the credits theme. And the one that'll play like in the 6th level, I think. There's a theme that plays when you go against this really giant armada of Imperial ships, and it's some of the most intense music that you can get in, or that you can get from this series. Definitely not the most intense music out there, just in general, but for this game, ooh, it gets you pumped. I don't know what the trick for that is. I know you're supposed to shoot them down, but those little smoke bombs, they're really hard. He's gonna shoot his balls again. And I guess the Berserk attack doesn't really do a whole lot of damage to these guys. If you can hear when the worms squeal, they don't seem to squeal a whole lot like the other bosses do. They'll squeal every time they get hit by one of those lasers. Okay, if you say so. I think the character Mobo here has like one of the cornier voice actors for the Xbox generation. I mean, it gets the job, or he gets the job done, but goodness, he's pretty corny. For that one specific line there. It's dangerous out here. I never would have guessed that. I guess I should really be using the heavy wing for this area. I just get worried because I know that it doesn't have very good mobility. Ooh. Now I want to make sure that I'm shooting a lot of these guys, or blowing up a lot of these guys, because if I don't get any level ups, and that's not really ideal. Because you want to get your dragons as strong, or your dragon of choice at least, as strong as you possibly can, because without, or if you don't get them strong enough really early on, you know, this game can be kind of brutal at times, particularly during boss fights. So definitely keep an eye on your radar when you're playing this game, because it'll tell you exactly where everything is. Very helpful for some of these sections, particularly this one. These guys just kind of come out of nowhere. Oh, come on, man. That was lame. As fun as this game is, there's a lot of baloney moments in it. really hope I don't die here. Really stink right about now. Let's try and get some of our health back. Want to make sure I got the right dragon there. I'm typically going to be focusing a lot more on the base wing. I think it's a little more helpful than the others at this point, just because of the balance alone. It's got really quick firepower. Very heavy firepower too. Ruins of the Elder War, huh? Doesn't really look like it, but I'll take your word for it. Oh, okay. Well, when you look back there, then it kind of looks like it. Oh, that didn't do anything, did it? Oh well. So he just explained there that, you know, they're using the drones and basically the Ancients' technology and stuff to make those dragons from earlier on in the game. Kind of like the exposition there. And here's our boss for this area. Big ol' obnoxious crazy thing here. So our goal here is just to attack the front of it. I'm actually gonna switch to the glide transformation here. Wow, transformation. The glide form. Mainly because this guy shoots a lot of projectiles. Ugh, I didn't get any health back, did I? That's the other reason I want to use it, because I know I'll get a lot of health back if I just keep using that special attack. And that's the beauty of the special attack. You can definitely build it up pretty quickly, especially in glide form, because you're constantly just firing so long as you hold down that A button. However, I will say, once you get to the last level of the game, there's a really weird thing. I don't know if it's just my controllers or whatever. Maybe I'm just playing too long, but I don't know. Every time I get to the last level, my A button seems to just stop working when I hold it down. I'm not really sure what causes it. Maybe it's just the button getting tired or whatever. All I know is that it gets really annoying, because I could be doing really well, and then next thing you know, oh, I wasted that. Next thing you know, you lose you lose some health because of because your A button didn't work right and block all those projectiles or whatever. It's getting quicker this time around. Fortunately, we got a lot of health back there. So unfortunately, we won't get a very good grade on this specific level, mainly because we're taking so long with the boss, but it's whatever. Once this form is gone, this boss becomes really quick. We just gotta get that big old radar dish off his back, just like we showed off there. Now he's gonna run off. I love how he says we should stop him before he destroys this place. As if this place isn't already destroyed enough as it is. I don't know why he's complaining. So right there was a good example of a boss that has or that has a really good reason for, you know, just that added range. You know, you definitely want to be able to get away from his attacks, and that's where the boost feature comes in handy here. As well as also just showing off his weak spot. I swear, this thing, it's just super crazy. I don't know why they gave him such weird poses, but I guess it's to be funny. It's kind of cool. Makes him seem a little crazy. So since I was in Berserk mode there, I didn't have to worry about him hitting me. Oh, okay. Whew. Ha! We got him. Just chilling like a villain. And plie. What was the grade for that? Ugh. I guess it could have been worse. See, I think scenes like this have definitely aged this game just a tad bit. I think it could use a little bit of remastering. That's something I'd love to see the Panzer Dragoon series get, hopefully sometime in the future. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple remasters of, you know, this game or any of the other ones. Specifically the other ones. And I also wouldn't mind seeing Panzer Dragoon Saga getting a re-release, so more people can try it. This all kind of reminds me of the Avatar show. Except this guy. This guy kind of reminds me of a Muppet. I think it's the chin. It doesn't look like he's got one under that beard. Heck, I don't even think he has a jaw under there.
Dostoremungus insolentia laos. Afoporestum ena carsa. Usque agora. Ena. Fascano. Laos. Omenis. Te ananki ego.
Won't lie though, he is my favorite character though.
Mire enante, tusenta. Benia playa, sera trashe eskia.
All because of that priceless laugh.
Nihil cristaro tu, hode we enta.
Rumor has it he's still laughing to this day.
Yeshpidoke suos. Sorolerte exia inter. Corde emporicus ominus schema. Yeluba est laus, laus. Cor nimus metaschema porto. Tum es las d'interger. Nortares intercementary.
Bevice Parmahipe, Radinor Magna. Edis Nostim. Campecues.
Ugh, look at the graphical noise on those smaller worms down there. Well, it was there. You know, I wonder what's going through that big old amoeba-looking thing's mind when they bomb his back. Does he go, ow, that hurt? Or, oh, that stinks. They're blowing up rocks off my back. So this theme right here, you probably can't hear the music all that much, but this track right here is hands down such a masterpiece. Really gets you pumped up. Plus, this whole level in general is just a lot of fun. The boss is a little lame if you don't get the patterns down correct, but you know, still a really fun time. You know, you're literally just going through this level, just blowing up everything in your path. Also get a lot of level ups here. I think this is typically where I get my base wing all leveled up. You definitely want to try and take care of these things up ahead, because I think they drop power-ups. But you also got to be careful, because the other ships are going to be shooting rockets at you. Like that one. Oh, I missed that. There we go. So satisfying when you get, like, every single carrier in just one specific group. And don't neglect the little guys here, because they carry power-ups too. I think there's like specific enemies that you fight, or that you kill, and then they drop those little power-up things. I need to figure out what their name is. So they have a name. It's not a power-up. I think it's like a gene point or whatever. Oh, that's just beautiful. And I got a power up. Oh, but I should have saved it for here. Whatever. Hopefully I'll be able to take care of this. He is really getting me with those flares. Come on, baby, you can do it. Oh, he's getting away. Ah, whatever. Lame. Bye. Well, you guys just made your enemy here like 10 times harder now. Don't y'all know you never kill off the boyfriend? It's like story lesson number 1. I can't believe I didn't get those. I do kind of wish you had a little more freedom with the camera. And that's saying a lot, because you do have a lot of freedom with the camera here, but I wish you could aim down a little bit lower. Makes some of these sections a lot easier. I just missed a power up there. I'm so ashamed. I think there's one here that you can get, though. Oh, got one. We're gonna go ahead and use this berserk attack here. Going back to the comment I made earlier, though, some of the characters, or some of the pieces in this game, or art pieces in this game, do kind of remind me of Avatar just a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's just the character designs, maybe it's the art, but, you know, just looking at it, I wouldn't mind seeing like a cartoon of this at some point. Oh, that's something I forgot to mention, by the way. When you boost with your dragon, that also counts as an attack. So for these big old block things that are coming out, I'm going to be using that a lot to get rid of them. Those little guys don't do a whole lot of damage, but they are annoying as snot. Because you have to kill them as soon as they get out. I mean, you can boost through them, but I'd rather save the boost for these guys. Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. Like there it worked. Somebody's been pretty busy. You missed. Love wagging his tail like that. Woo! Go ahead and watch him mess up even more. As long as you stay to the right here, you won't hurt you. But he's gonna shoot along the left side here and blow up the rest of his guys. Ooh. Ah. There's a way to dodge that laser. I'm not... Well, you can just fly around him like that, but I hate having to do that, because, you shouldn't have to. You should just be able to veer to the left or the right. Here's something that you can dodge, though. Very easy attack to dodge. Good grief, man. Back away from the mic. Let's go ahead and use our laser here. I should have waited till he fired his laser, but whatever. Oh, okay. So you can dodge it. You just gotta go to the left. Woo! I did that wrong. Oh, that was awful. And this is the mid-boss. I mean, the final boss shouldn't be too bad with the glide wing, specifically with the glide wing, but it's still kind of, it's always kind of sad to see some of that health go. You missed me. Alright, we're gonna save that berserk for this next fight. I'd like to point out, I'm kind of curious to know how she heard what they were talking about. Because, like, she doesn't have a radio as far as I'm aware. So how did she hear their communications? Is it like a telepathy thing, or are they just really loud and obnoxious with their calls? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but, you know, they don't ever explain that. Whew, almost missed her. So as you can see, the glide wing is perfect for this particular situation. They do those 3 attacks with the fireballs. I think they do one more here, but then they're gonna charge at us right here. Just boost forward, and they won't get you. Getting that health back. Ouch. This attack confuses me. If you push back, you can dodge it to some extent, because it doesn't reach you completely. But at the same time, I don't think that's how you're supposed to dodge it. I assume that you're supposed to just maneuver around it, but I never figured out how you do it. I mean, pushing B typically works, but I don't know. If there is a different way to do it, let me know. Oh, this attack right here, this is just terrible. I mean, it doesn't seem like a very hard attack to dodge. After all, you're just maneuvering, and with the glide wing, this should be no issue for you. But it is still super annoying, because I always hit one of them at least once. They're gonna do it again, I think. Oh, no, never mind. Gonna get a little more health there. Are there any arcade joysticks for the Xbox One? If there is, I might pick one up now that I can play this on here. I mean, I've been playing it on the original Xbox that I have. Mainly because of the nostalgia, but also just because I wanted to go back to this game. I used to have this, or I used to have a copy of this, and then I loaned it to one of my dad's friends, I think, and I don't know. He seemed to have lost it. He gave us back the case, though. That's for sure. All right, get me some health back. But like a couple months ago, I picked this game back up, and I played it. I played the heck out of it for a while there. And just recently I picked it up again, mainly because of the Xbox Backwards Compatibility update, though. Ouch. See, there's no... I don't know. I guess you're supposed to fly above it or something. I don't know. Very disorientating, though. And then there's that attack. That final one. Well, we took care of one of those mares. That's the cool thing about this boss fight, and I guess the second boss in this game. There'll usually be multiple enemies associated with the boss, and after a while, eventually you'll just start whittling them down, and eventually those bosses will start to go away, thus making these segments a little more of a breeze. I feel like I'm cheaping out using this form, though. I should really use this form. So this will take care of them a lot quicker. Okay, never mind. For safety's sake in this run, I'll use this predominantly for boss runs. Except for the final one. Or there's a couple that I won't use the glide wing on. But for projectile-based fights like this one, I'll definitely use the glide wing. So they make quick work of those projectiles, and that's all that I really need. Let's do that health thing real quick. We're gonna charge again. Not this time. Alright. Yikes, that was a really bad move. If I could just take care of one of them. There we go. Now it's a level playing field. Alright, still got a B rank overall. Oh, don't you just hate it when a dragon explodes next to you? Oh, my dad's online. Cool. Again, I gotta compliment this game. The art direction's great. She really looks kinda real, especially in that close up there. I really like the attention to detail on her face. Can't say that I'm all too fond of the art direction for this scene, though. It's very white. Could have had a little more color for, like, the dragon and such. But, it's whatever. Oof, I can feel how cold it is out there, especially without shoes. Ugh.
Anu de caile, defensio en anorbalis. Coro noyen genema odioneros, seius mentari. Muti ye, tista poi.
Nice job, narrator. Lots of enthusiasm. So, since we got blown out of the sky, we don't have our wings right now. So we're just running through here. That limits our movement to some extent. I mean, we still have our camera, so that's cool. but it does make this section a little bit trickier. Oh no! Star Wars Episode 1, why are you here? Maybe it's just me. They remind me of creatures from Episode 1. These things right here, they remind me of, well, I used to think they were giant onions. Maybe not onions, maybe just giant things of garlic. Either way, they hack these giant snot balls at you. Well, actually, they kind of look like meatballs. That's cool. I don't really get hit by those. So I guess back there was like some specific path that you could take. I'm not sure how pathways work in this one, but there's like 3 different paths you can go down. I always forget to check there. Should have just boosted. Oh well. This one here is kind of challenging. I'd say if you hang on the right side when you go past that one section, you know, it definitely takes you down an easier path. All the enemies are up on a ridge, and they don't really shoot at you. They kind of just look at you. But you have to worry about certain enemies that can get underneath you. So, it's an even trade out, I guess. I don't know if I killed... Okay, I killed him. I do think that this pathway is a little bit quicker. So there's something, I guess. These guys shoot more projectiles, but I think they're a little bit weaker. I keep forgetting to boost there. Also, while you're in this form right here, you can't change to like the glider mode or whatever, so you're automatically stuck in base mode until you get your wings back. And your level ups don't count here either. Which is a real shame, because moments like this where you have to fight this guy, it would have been a heck of a lot better to have your level ups here. For speed's sake, I would say it would have been a lot more ideal. I mean, he's not a really hard boss, but there's some angles where he'll shoot those little projectiles there, and they're pretty hard to shoot out of the sky, like particularly in those lines. You gotta be quick too. You can get the pattern down after a while, but it's still kind of annoying. Oh, and there's yet another limitation. You don't get your berserk attack while you're wingless. Fortunately, this is the only time you're going to be wingless in this whole game. So I guess I can't complain about it too much, but definitely makes this section a lot more challenging. This area here kind of reminds me of Shadows of the Colossus almost. And another game. I don't remember the name of it though. There was like a demo of it back then. It's really neat. I think it was another rail shooter of some sort. Maybe it wasn't a rail shooter though. I think the main character used a sword or something. I don't remember too much from it, but I do remember it kind of having the same kind of vibe to it. And then after that, that vibe was completely destroyed by a Zoo Tycoon game trailer. So this acts kind of as a mid-level boss, as you don't completely destroy him in this first wave. He still has half of his health though, or after this part. So that's pretty cool. But now we get our wings back. Kind of anticlimactically there. And we get to fight this guy. So this guy, you can only do like major damage to him under the wings. Your primary targets are those little tube-looking things under his wing. You gotta be careful though, because those little jelly things that he's shooting out are pretty damaging. So. And also, he likes to do that a lot. Ouch. Okay, I guess they're not that damaging, but you don't want to get too much of your health taken away. Eventually they will start to go away, so... Typically, you don't want to stay in front of him. I think he has some kind of special attack that he does. Similar to the flower thing that we defeated earlier. Oh no, I remember what he does. I think he, I'm pretty sure he charges at you and tries to eat you. We're gonna make this a little bit quicker here. Or not. So as soon as that happens, boost, and then just shoot your way through as quick as you can. Because those feathers there will converge in on you. And I do know for a fact that those do have a lot of damage that they can do to you. So. And he's gonna spam the snot out of that. Fortunately, I don't mind it too much. It's a pretty easy attack to get away from. Ah. Hey, look at that. Actually made progress with the glide wing. Just gotta make sure you keep up with these. Oh, that was different. Normally he does that attack again. I guess it was because he was so low in health. But at this point, your primary goal should be just dodging all these projectiles that he's going to shoot at us. Which is pretty easy with the glide wing. You know, just hold down that A button. But you don't even have to attack him. He's just going to run out of health slowly. Kind of bleeding to death, I guess. Pretty gruesome, but it's just the way this boss fight works. We can get some health back though. Nourish me! And he is down for the count. We are now halfway done with the game. The remaining levels are pretty quick though.
Zadewi destruedi. Abado. Ti destrui.
Laos vocalu.
I always get a little grin out of that every time I see that. So this level's a little different from the others. Instead of us actually ending with a boss, we start off with a boss here. Not a very, like, intimidating one either. This is mostly an exploration level, so... Just start up shooting and make sure that thing doesn't get you. Not a very hard boss though. He'll maintain his distance. The only thing you gotta worry about here is the little missiles that he keeps shooting at you. And every time you shoot him, it does a little damage to him, so... It's kind of his own worst enemy here. Just make sure they don't get too close to you. There's going to be a segment here where you have to speed up, right here actually. Otherwise he'll catch you. Do quite a number on you. I'm gonna go ahead and save our berserk for now. So mostly just focus on these missiles, unlike what I'm doing right here. Wow, I just completely played myself there. It's gonna get in front of us here for a minute. Fortunately, we got him though. Little inconsistency there, but no worries. Ugh. So this is one thing that I really like about the Panzer Dragoon series. It plays out like a fantasy series, but its overall arc is very full of science fiction, which is one of my favorite genres, so this is perfect for me. Why is that not dying? Ugh. Okay. I got really scared there for a minute. Oh, I know why it's not dying. I'm not using the heavy wing transformation. Might as well give this a little bit of love. There we go. Those eyes used to creep me out as a kid. I think they're gonna spawn behind us. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, yeah, I really like the science fiction theme of this game, blending it with fantasy, I guess. Ouch. That was weird. I never run out of glide power or boost power with the glide wing. It's weird. Let's see if I can go down a different path. You can go down a different path. Whoa. I've never been down this path before. I hope this isn't too hard. I mean, I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty hard, but still. I kinda wanna enjoy myself here. This is a first for me. Fortunately, it's proven relatively easy though. Compared to the one place I normally go down. He's probably gonna take me to that right now. Oh no. No power-ups or anything though. Whoa, okay. Nope, we're not doing that. So now this dragon is completely powered up, which is fantastic. Now I can start focusing on the glide wing. I think I'll focus on that next level, because there is a... Well, no, I guess I should probably use it here. Particularly for those guys. Here, though, you're going to want to use this guy. I don't remember what this does exactly. But if you get, like, a bunch of them, they, like, unlock something. Ouch. This is where I gave up as a kid. I never beat this as a kid, but I have beaten it recently. A little voice in the background is kind of like the... Ooh, ooh, wow. I was not expecting that many power-ups at once. Oh, that was really cool. Dude, they're just giving me everything right now. I wonder if it's got something to do with these. Probably not. Just wanted to make sure that was activated. These guys here are kind of annoying. They're not like too hard to deal with, but just make sure you get them before they do that green stuff. I want to see if I can get more level up points from these guys. Yes, you can. Whew. This glide wing's gonna be super powerful before I know it. Okay, cool. So I think what happens is, okay, so there is a boss in this level, but you can skip him if you're fast enough. The boss in that level, though, is a real pain in the rear. If it's the one that I think it is. Oh no, that boss comes in this area. I assume, anyway. Oh, well, we'll figure it out. Such a cool name, Sestron. So now we're going inside of this computer, I guess. Very neat music piece here too. But we don't get to enjoy it for too long. Because these guys are going to try and kill us. Ah! Ugh. Come on, there we go. There's gonna be one behind us, I think. Ooh, don't hit me. Okay. We're still good. Ouch. I can never get that guy before does that to me. So for this little mini boss right here, just change to the glide wing. So you're going to want that maneuverability to block that laser. There is a pattern to it, but I always forget it, so. Wow. That did a lot less than I thought it was going to do. Ouch. Still got hit by it. So I guess boosting into him does quite a bit of damage. Watch out for these lasers that he shoots at you. But make sure you destroy those quick, because if you don't, I think it takes you to some really annoying thing or whatever. Shoot these for audio logs. Guess that's all redundant information. But, whatever. So yeah, here's the annoying part of this game. This boss. Oh, I hate this guy so much. This is the only boss in the game that can regenerate his health. And technically it's not, or you can prevent him from doing it, but you gotta be really quick on your toes to get him to not do it. 'Cause he has this little gate thing that he goes through. Now, fortunately, I've had a lot of practice with this, so this shouldn't be too hard to get. Oh, forgot about that. Basically, just keep an eye on where he's going, and make sure that when you see that gate thing that he has, I didn't know he did that twice. Be sure to, you know, shoot it. Shoot it like your life depended on it. Because at this point, it kind of does. As far as the game goes, anyway. See, I think he's going to open it up now. Okay, he did. But we've got our super attack, so if he does open it up, which he's going to do right about now. Yep, see, that thing right there, don't let him go through it. That's right, boy. That boss used to tick me off to no end back as a kid. Alright, come on. Come on. There we go. Let's boost into him, do a little bit of damage. I guess technically we could just boost him into him infinitely. Or not infinitely, but just multiple times. Remember to watch out for the lasers, like I almost didn't do. And get those sweet little bonus things there. Shoot these for some exposition from Panzer Dragoon Saga. At least I think these are from Panzer Dragoon Saga. Those red ones, if you can spot them, will have the DNA things, or genome things in them. So, try to shoot them first. That thing up in front of us, I guess, is something called a Shellkoof, which is from the second game, Panzer Dragoon Zwei. I guess it's the thing that, like... Ooh, that was a really bad spot to do that at. I guess that thing is what destroys your town or something in the beginning of the game. But it's a pretty big plot element in the entire series, from what I've read. Pretty neat, though, that they had it as a little homage. And this thing right here is a pre-recorded message from a character called Azel. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but Azel is a character from Panzer Dragoon Saga. She's very important. That whole game is basically about her.
Mitus Aleski, Autodinotes, Orta, Tu, Orta, Pediris, Kore in Laos. Orta.
What she means by his spirit is another character named Edge, who's from the same game. So, a little bit of background behind those two. Edge is just some random dude who rode the dragon that we're riding right now, I guess. Ugh. And Azel happens to be a drone that I guess Edge fell in love with or whatever. I don't know. I can't say much about it because I haven't played the game. But from what I've read, those two made her, so. And this guy is revealing his nefarious plans, saying that he wants to use us to procreate, I guess. But we ain't having any of that, so he's gotta die now. So best form to use here primarily is your base wing or heavy wing. Just make sure that you can dodge his attacks like that. You do have to be able to, you know, use boost or slow down. I'm actually going to use my berserk attack here. Make sure you have that timing on par, because you can definitely get you. Be sure to shoot that when that happens, because I'll do this massive wave attack that does a lot of damage. And here, the name of the game is just making sure that you get out of the way of his arm swipes or lasers or whatever. And you just want to hit that little ball on his back. Eventually he'll start losing his arms and his head, and he'll be able to, or he won't be able to do as many attacks. Your primary target that you, if you want to take care of limbs, would be taking care of the head. Because with the head, that weakens him, and that little ball on the back just stays there for a good amount of time. But typically, I just go for everything. So we're going to use our special attack here and just pummel the snot out of him. So there goes his head. Now just get behind him and just give him the time of his life. I think my roommate just got home. Ow, what? Gave me very little warning there. Oh, it's because his arm went away. Eventually he'll lose enough health to where he'll start doing another attack. It's a very annoying one too. But he'll summon these giant energy balls or whatever. Actually, he's gonna do that right now. Very, very annoying attack though, because it covers such a wide range. There they are. Technically you can shoot at them and stuff, and I guess you can get rid of them, but I've never been able to be quick enough to take care of all of them. This thing right here though, you're going to want the glide wing for, because it'll shoot these laser beams that you have to dodge. And fortunately, the glide wing seems to be really nimble at this, so. But once that's done and dealt with, just keep hammering them down. Hopefully you can hit his head. This guy right here will shoot these little balls at you. Oh. I think after that he just goes back to his normal stuff. Yep, he's gonna do that laser attack thing, or the wave attack. Don't worry about those balls floating around. I don't think they can hurt you. I think you can also destroy his legs, but I've never gotten that far. Usually I kill him before that happens. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can take care of him real quick. Come on! You're almost dead. Oh, cool. We got him. Let me check my message from Hunter here. Wow, we got a super on that. Whew, that was pretty dope. No dur. I've had all this time to realize that. So for this area, this is pretty much just a leveling up spree. I typically just stick with the glide wing at this point in the game. Now this is just my personal method of getting through the game. There are many ways you could do this. You definitely don't have to do what I'm doing here, though. If you can go all the way with one specific dragon if you really wanted to. I prefer going with two of them. When I played this game for the first time a while back, I actually leveled up my heavy dragon all the way, and I used him for just about everything, particularly for getting these heavier guys out of the way. But it's here where we're going to want to use the glide wing to get his level ups and such all taken care of. Although at this point in the game, I don't really think leveling up the glide wing is that important. It's just nice to have a little buffer here and there. So in this room we're going to get a lot of level ups because all these dragons have got to go. Also, if you've lost health, this is like a really good place to pick it all up. I would prefer, or I prefer using the stronger dragons to destroy these guys, because you can always switch to get the little point thing. Because the glide wing definitely won't be able to take care of most of these guys. Ouch. I always forget about these guys. Just keep an eye out for the nursery droids, I guess. But just destroy as many of them as you can. If you have a leveled up heavy wing, this is like a really good place to do it. Or to use him, because he'll be able to tear through these guys really well. We're gonna go ahead and do that again real quick. Oh, he's gonna give us all those level ups. Dang it! I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. No biggie. Oh! There's one. Still plenty of time to get a couple of them down. I think. Maybe? Nope. Okay. Ouch. Ow. It's always the fireballs. They always get me. So it's here where you're really going to want to use the glide wing, just to keep these missiles off of you. Also to take care of some of the lighter things. These flyers here. This whole room is basically just one giant missile barrage, so just keep your eyes open for them. Let's go ahead and use our special attack here, see if we can get a couple of these bad boys taken care of. And apparently not get a power up. By the way, if you shoot this guy, he moves around and stuff. Doesn't really matter too much. I don't even think it builds up your gauge. But it's kind of cool. I mean, he twitches around and stuff. Oh, he does fill up your gauge. Okay, that's pretty neat. I mean, there's something, I guess. I think this is more just a cinematic piece, though. Watch out for the little guys here. Dodge the fireballs. Gee. My Discord's going all kinds of crazy today. So we have another fight with this bad boy here. It's basically the same thing as before. It's just a little bit stronger. I think the missiles are a little bit faster. Ouch. Okay, we're gonna stick to this one. This is one fight, though, that if you don't do it in time, you basically just fly past it. There's no consolation for it either. I think it might make the final boss area a little bit harder, but I definitely can't confirm that. So, you know, if it does, cool. If not, you know, honestly, if you really wanted to, you could be a pacifist here and just dodge everything. But I, for one, like blowing stuff up. They'll shoot these missiles here. They're a little bit slower to start up than the previous ones, but I think there's like one extra wave of them. I think they're a little bit stronger. Ugh. Ouch. Alright, we're gonna use the heavy wing a little bit here. Use a special attack, it's a big old laser beam. If you were leveled up a little bit more, probably be a little more useful. Whew, lots of A button mashing here. And that should do it. Cool. Pretty gruesome grunt there. But he had it coming, I guess. So now we're just escaping this facility. Nothing too complicated here. Just keep an eye out. There's going to be some doors that close here and there. Ah, got him. So here's one. Next one's going to be closing upward, downward, left. It's like the trench run in the Star Wars games. So now I assume we're going against the Yes Man here. Watch out for the hands. The main weakness here is the face. So try and take it out when you can. This is a full range fight, so you're gonna be going back and forth, you know. He's gonna turn around for no apparent reason. We're going to use our special attack here. Mess up his hands, hopefully his legs, because he's going to use a special attack. Nope, okay. No worries. I'll just take those legs out real quick. I hope. Okay, after these missiles. There we go. Those orbs there are not an attack, they're just his hands growing back, or getting repaired, I guess. So, just keep that in mind. He's gonna try and swipe at us again. We're gonna use the heavy wing here. It didn't do a whole lot of damage, but whatever. And his legs will never be repaired. So once they're down, oh, I guess they do. Huh? Weird. I thought they were down for the count. Oh, at least we can blow up one of his hands. Eventually he'll sustain enough damage to where he'll go into his second form. I think, anyway. Okay, here we go. Now we go against the second form, which is pretty tough if you don't know what to expect. So instead of just having one hand, he has multiple hands. Or two hands, he now has way more hands. Immediately turn into your glide form, because you're going to need the mobility to get past these laser beams, unlike what I'm doing right here. I think the timing on these is a little weird, so don't beat yourself up if you don't get it the first time. It's always next time. His main weakness is that face there, as always, so just keep pumping him up. You can destroy these hands, but honestly, I would just strike the face as much as you can. I mean, down here you'll have plenty of time to take care of them, so. But they come back anyway, so it's not like it really matters. I think it's kind of just a time waster at this point. Go ahead and use our special attack here while we can. Be careful of his laser though, he's going to be using that. Narrowly escaped that. Hopefully, okay. Whew. Oh, and when you use the slowdown or the boost, make sure that you point, or you have your reticle toward the direction you want to go to. Because if you don't, more than likely you'll go right into the path of the way that you didn't want to go. Which can happen here, so be careful. Gonna wait a little bit here. So you definitely have, you can definitely influence the way you fly and stuff. I'm gonna use the special attack here real quick. Hopefully this just focuses on that. Or not. That's fine. What's all of that coloration over there? Well, on the plus side, I think all of his hands are broken. I don't think we'll have to worry about having to dodge his hands or whatever. Oh, until he repairs them. So basically just rinse, wash, repeat. Self-explanatory. I think he's a little bit faster now. Can't tell though. But we're gonna go back to this mode and finish him off. I hope. Oh, please finish him off. We can do it! Yeah! Get wrecked, son. C rank, but I'm happy with it. Whoa! Some interesting graphical glitching going on here. I promise you, it's not supposed to look like that. If you're really concerned with how well that went, you can always check on YouTube for that scene. This all looks normal though. Uh-oh. Ah!
Orta! Pargo eve histi! Noste torre di maun!
It's a lot of bugs. So now we get to go fight all these dragon mares. I recommend just switching to the dragon that you need leveling up and you know, just shooting like crazy. Actually, maybe we should switch to a dragon that can take care of multiple ones at a time. And these are not bosses, these are just normal dragon mares, so don't worry too much about them. Ooh, although worry about those attacks. Oh, groovy. I might actually level up both of these dragons now. Man, I really hope we do. Oh, we did! Neat! So we now have 2 completely leveled up dragons. We have a massive health bar now, and a massive gauge for attack. So they're gonna start off with that rainbow stuff real quick. But essentially this is the same fight as before, just with a couple variations here. Ouch. I recommend using your strongest dragon here, whichever one that may be. I don't know how to dodge that. I'm pretty sure you just duck underneath them, but I haven't bothered enough to really make a solid conclusion on that. Watch out for the little bubble pods here. Honestly, you could just fight them like this. Try and use a berserk attack here. And like before, after you deal a certain amount of damage to one specific dragon, they will eventually go away, so keep that in mind. Gives you a little bit of motivation, I guess. Oh, they didn't hit me that time. Weird. Oh, here comes the rainbow stuff again. Ouch. Oh, one of them died. I think another one of them died too. Alright, one more berserk attack. Just for good measure. Ouch! Gonna try and stick in this form for now. They're all weak enough to where I think I can get away with it. Ah, they're doing that rainbow thing again. Ouch. just me and you now. Well, was me and you now. B rank, not bad. Sounds like a kaiju now that I think about it. Like Godzilla almost. Except Godzilla actually sounded pretty cool. This guy just sounds like somebody scraping their nails against a chalkboard. Maybe it's just me. Surprise! The final episode. So, for this guy, basically the same rule as before. He will spawn these little things here. Shoot them out of the air before they have a chance to hurt you, because they will lock onto you and they will do a lot of damage. You want to take as little damage as you can in the beginning. But just continue to shoot them, or shoot at that husk thing there, and it'll start to break away. Be sure to back away from his laser attack there, and then once that's done, just float to the front, or wherever you did the damage. Actually, I think it regenerates its armor before you get that chance, but whatever. Make sure you shoot all these little things down, 'cause they hurt. And just plow away at them. This first form is pretty weak, not very technical if you ask me. I'd say it's one of the more forgiving bosses in this game. Definitely a lot less of a threat than the next form. This guy's gonna have a lot of forms, so be ready. He's gonna repeat the whole process here in a minute. Just need to figure out when. There it is. Honestly, the glide wing's not bad for this either. So long as you keep the armor off. But he will regenerate it, unfortunately, so just gotta keep plowing at it. And same thing as last time, just make sure you get away from the green lasers. And you can attack him from any side that you want. I just choose to do it from the front. But I think the ideal spot to do it is from the side. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Okay, so I think you do get a lot more damage from the side, so. Ah! Got his shield back. We can do one more blow to him. There we go. Took no damage that time. Now let's hope we don't take any damage in the second area. Not a very pretty model for a dragon, but whatever. So over here, you know, just pummel away at him with your best dragon. Either the heavy or the base is what I'd recommend here. Save your special attack for a specific moment. I'll show you when. But he keeps going in and out of reality, so in these sections, just make sure that you have a maneuverable dragon to get away from his laser. That thing, oof, you really don't want to get hit by that thing. Here would be a moment where I would use the Berserk. I was thinking of another one, but this is a pretty good spot. He will try to attack you with his tail. Try to get out of the way of it. I might mess up here. Ah, I did. Oh well. Now he's gonna do this weird little thing where... Oh, never mind. Okay, so when he's up in front of you like this, target him. Don't shoot immediately though. Wait for this, then let go, because those lasers will be your worst nightmare. Make sure you destroy them fast, because they have really quick reaction time, like that. Now you don't have to go into the red. I think if you get 5 or 6, you should be good to go. Ah, I did that wrong. But yeah, these lasers here are the worst. As you can see, I'm already down to half health, specifically because of that. And that's his, like, forte right there. Watch out for the lasers here. They'll do it twice. 2 sets of 4. I don't recommend using your special attack here. I would wait on it just a little bit longer. But now he's gonna do this weird little jaws thing, so. Third time he comes up, boost forward so he doesn't bite you. And he's gonna do it again, this time from the above sector. There goes my A button. I don't know, I think it's just this boss. It's so weird. Now he's gonna try and ram you with his fins here. Just make sure you maneuver between those. Now he goes back to his normal phase where he resets. I still don't recommend you use your Fury attack yet. If anything, I would save that for the next round. Unless you're low on health, then I would use the glider for him and just replenish your health. But for us right now, I think we're okay. As long as we don't get hit by any of those lasers. Whew, that was close. Alright. Now, for this next form, because for this there's 3, you're going to want to lock onto him like when he had the lasers on, because he's going to spam the snot out of it here. So first thing you do here, lock on and target as much as you can, and then let go, just like that. Keep doing that till he stops. You may pause for a minute, but, you know, just be sure you're being careful. There is only a set amount of times he'll do it before he'll stop, so it's not like he'll just infinitely do it. That would be annoying. Oof, hope that was enough. Okay. So now he's kind of giving us a break here. I think he's gonna do it one more time. Or maybe not. Ah, he tricked me. Okay. Oh, now he's gonna do his tail whip thing. So here's where I'd use the berserk attack. He is a very weak form here, so just go to town on him. But watch out for when you get out of berserk mode. Ouch. Ugh. Oh, we're gonna get hit. Okay, weird. Oh, okay. Whew, that was close. I forgot about that. With that, though, he is dead. Rather grim ending to our journey. But, you know, that's just how certain things work, I guess. Anyway, that is Panzer Dragoon Orta. We have a little bit of stuff at the end here. During the credits, we'll see a little bit of artwork here and there. Pretty nice artwork, too. The ending song's pretty good, too, but I'm gonna talk over it. But that's what YouTube is for. And you can also find the soundtrack on Amazon or iTunes, almost anywhere. I recommend getting it on vinyl, though, if you truly appreciate the music here. I hear that the vinyl is pretty nice. I think it's vinyl. Maybe it's CD. I don't remember. But, yep. That was a pretty nice run for me. I didn't die once during that. Now, if this were hard mode, I'd probably have died at least once or twice. But I'd have also probably have gotten some better scores here and there. I don't know what it is about hard mode, but it has some pretty chill scoring systems, so. Huh, I guess that was a bod there. There's the snow level there. There's what's his name, Mobo, and the Worm Riders. And there's our final fight with a bod. All in all, I definitely recommend this game. This is one that I can go back to over and over again. This is like my 7th time playing through this game this past week. Or not this past week, I would say just this month. It's just so much replayability and such. And on top of that, there's also plenty of unlockable material you can get, and the only way you're going to be able to unlock that stuff is playing over and over and over again. Unless you are really good at getting like super good scores on hard mode, you know, you just gotta play over and over and over again. Because according to every website that I've gone to for unlockables and stuff, everyone says the same thing. After 20 hours of recorded gameplay, you'll unlock basically everything. I'm not entirely sure if it unlocks everything, because there are certain things that you have to play inside of Pandora's box that'll unlock other stuff. But for the stuff that's unlocked for, like, you know, getting the perfect score or whatever, 20 hours of gameplay, you'll have it all. And I think that the gameplay time counts for the gameplay that you do for like sub-scenarios inside of Pandora's box, or the unlockable Panzer Dragoon original game, which you can get on here. But I'll show that off as soon as we get to it. In fact, we're just about there. Oh! Yeah, 20 hours. I think that's my roommate talking on my stream here. And with that, we get our little bonus ending here.
Tabu diatereia mu petis en seco orta.
Ugh, that walk animation. Looked really stiff there. Ugh. Okay, so not everything in this game aged all that well. But hey, at least we got a cool little dragon we can ride around on. And there's our results. One S rank. That's actually really good for me. Not really too excited about the Bs though. I think those could have gone a little bit better. 92% gets you a B? Wow. That's rough. And I don't know what it is about episode 10, but every time I play it, I always get an A at 100%. Oh, I guess that's the shot down ratio thing, though. If I'd have done that without getting a hit, then I totally would have gotten an S rank, I think. So I think it should work, I believe. But anyway. There we go. So let's go ahead and open up Pandora's box. Oh, she said something different there. That was weird. If you go into flight records, this is where you can see, you know, how much time you've put into the game. For this console, it's 4 hours. I think the original one, I think it's like 6 or 8. It's just all the playthroughs that I've done for it. We have 63% of Pandora's box open. Ugh. It'll also tell you the playstyle, the amount of dragon, or the percentage of dragon that you use. So I'm more of a base wing kind of guy. Secondary in the glide form. It'll show you your dragon rank, you know, your shot down ratio, your score, all that. How many times you've beaten it, how many times you've gone on and played, blah blah blah, all that. And this will show you your ranks. Obviously, well, unfortunately I haven't had the chance to do it on easy yet, but that's okay. There's our playthrough for here. With the exception of the two, or with episode 1 and 2, you know, everything I pretty much just went through straightforward for this time. And then here's main game for hard. So yeah, I guess I did do better on normal mode. I got a couple A's in hard though, but that's okay. And then there's sub scenarios here. These are the levels that you go, or that are in the Pandora's box. So these are the Iva campaign levels here, and then mission 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are just random levels that you go through. They're cool. My favorite one has to be mission 4. Mission 3 is kind of like an endurance round, and then, you know, these other ones are kind of from different perspectives in the main campaign, so pretty neat. One of the cool things about this game is if you play enough, or as you play through the game, you'll get access to encyclopedia entries, which will tell you about all these cool little things here, so on and so forth. Hunter, get off my stream, crazy fool. So you got stuff about the world, the empire, creatures, all that fun stuff. I'm not gonna go into that though, because there's so much in there. But box game here, it allows you to play the game over again. You can, it's basically a level select setting, but it also has you know, little perks, like you can change who you're flying as, the type of dragon that you fly, how much health you have or whatever. The stuff goes on and on. Then you've got your sub scenarios, which are like little levels that you can do. I might do one of those, but before we do that, let's go to the appendix, where you'll get like a bunch of promo stuff, basically. You get little illustrations, events, which are just videos from what you've seen in the game and stuff. Films, pretty much the same thing as events. But the coolest thing about this is the original Panzer Dragoon. I am not going to play this right now. I might do it another Friday, but right now, it's kind of cool to look at. I haven't played much of it. I think I've only beaten it once. It's really hard, especially on Xbox. I think I'll wait till I get a Saturn copy. Hopefully I can get the money for that, but till then, I still got this to enjoy. Let's go ahead and do one of those sub-scenarios real quick. Just for laughs, I guess. See how that new dragon works out for us. I'm sure he's had time to grow. Or not. Oh, let's see how it goes. Yeah! We are rocking the dragon now. So all you do here is you just lock on all these targets and such. Your main goal here is just to take out as many enemies as you can. Or all the enemies in the room. If you don't, I think you fail this. But you have to do it in a specific time. Otherwise you fail. Not too hard. In fact, I just did it right there. Oh, never mind. Guess I didn't. Oh, those are waves. Okay. Ooh, I hope I win. Yikes. Okay. And then everything afterward is just bonus, I guess. Well, we did it. That poor little dragon. Didn't get a very good rank, but that's okay. And then that unlocks the final sub-scenario in this. But I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to show that off because I thought that was funny. Maybe I'll come back to this for the Iva storyline. That one's pretty fun. You get to see the game from the side of one of the Imperials. Pretty neat. Maybe I'll even go through these next time. But till then, I've got other games to play. And I think we've had enough gameplay today. And my ear's hurting from this headset. I need to get me a better headset at some point. I'm just using the little chat thing that came with the Xbox. But, yeah. I totally recommend getting this game. Especially now, since it's on the Backwards Compatibility backlog. I think it's $10 on Xbox Live. So, you know, you can probably find it cheaper on Amazon in a physical form. You can play both on Xbox One. It's on Xbox 360 and the original Xbox, obviously. Although you need a disc for that. Well, you need a disc for 360 as well. But, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I won't keep you guys too long today, so join me again next week on Wednesday. We'll go back to Metroid Prime 2. For those of you who are watching on Twitch, I do have the fourth part. I uploaded the third part a little late, but it is up there now. And I was in the process of uploading part 4. the same day that I finished, but for some reason it canceled the upload at that time. So I'm gonna give it another try today, but we'll see how it goes. There is some weird graphical stuff going on with this. Oh well, it's probably nothing. But anyway, yeah, so keep an eye out for that. And for those of you who still follow my YouTube channel and stuff, see you guys next Wednesday for the video. Of course, I guess the same goes for Twitch. Anyway, y'all have a good day, night, whatever. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Yeah, I am out. You guys have a great night, day, and take care.